Hello, everybody. Thank you very much for inviting me. Thank you, Miguel, for invitation. So my name is Ekaterina Leret. I'm Sales and Business Development Director for Seguridad, France. And today I would like to talk with you about the challenge every dialysis center, hospital, or any other medical facility face. It's medical infectious waste. And I will tell you about Seguridad innovative solution for medical infectious waste treatment, which will allow you to reduce risk, reduce cost, and reduce environmental impact of the waste management. So here, just short overview of the medical waste management in the world. So all of you not only heal the patient, but generate enormous medical infectious waste. So the average numbers from hospitals, it's about 1.5–2 kilo of infectious waste per bed. You have maybe your own data. In France, we are more about 0.5 kilos. But it's really vary from country to country. I visited one of our clients where they had 7 kilos of infectious waste per bed. So it turned out that they just never segregate the waste. And as you know, as soon as we mix normal regular waste with infectious waste, all the waste became infectious. We work quite a lot also with dialysis center, which generate about 1.5 kilo of infectious waste per treatment, which with average 3 treatments per week accumulate quite huge amount of waste per year. So all the waste created in the world, so of course it's bring a lot of risk to health of the patient and staff, environmental risk, and it's quite difficult and costly to manage. There are some solutions for medical waste management. So of course the most common one, and the one maybe most of you use today, it's outsourcing. So you have a third party, the collector, they collect the waste, and they are responsible for bringing it to the final disposal. So it's usually a very good and safe solution, but of course it has some risk. Maybe also some of you were affected by this. So of course you are dependent on the external operator. You are dependent on the increasing cost, which are eventually, of course, increasing with increasing cost of fuel and logistic, and depending on the frequency of waste collection. Another situation can be, I don't know exactly how does it work in Spain, but in France we have a limit, so the incinerator can allow to have only up to 8% of medical infection waste in the waste stream. So if there are a lot of infection waste, it can create a more complex and expensive problem for the hospital. Also, it's very rare, but some accident can happen. Like maybe many of you heard last year, two years ago, it was a situation in the United States where very major medical infectious waste incinerator actually pleaded guilty because of the about 40 cases of mishandling, mistreatment of a medical infectious waste, which caused serious health problem for the people around and environmental risks. And even some very big hospitals like Johns Hopkins hospitals where need to make official statement explaining this situation. Because actually everywhere in the world, so the hospital, the medical facilities, they are responsible for the medical infectious waste, all the waste they generate until its final disposal. So there are alternatives to this solution. It's on-site treatment of medical infectious waste, which can reduce this risk. So there are several solutions now available on the market. I think you heard also, maybe you use already some of the solutions. So it's autoclave and shredding, it's microwave and shredding, or it's dry heat and compaction. All the solutions are good, all the solutions are proven, they're effective, and actually your choice will depend on several factors: the infrastructure of your medical facilities, the level of competence of your technical staff, time of possible time of downtime of equipment or the maintenance cost, this decision is yours. But all these solutions, of course, they will answer all main challenges. They will treat the waste as close as possible to the source of its generation. In the long term, it will reduce waste management cost. It will cut carbon footprint because you will treat the waste as soon as possible to generation. You don't need to use additional transportation. And it will help you to regain the control on your waste management. So here I will tell you about my company, Sterigerms. So we are a French company, part of the bigger group Chastanier. Sterigerms is on the market today for about 20 years. Our mother company, more than 70 years on the market. Sterigerms offer the patented solution for medical infectious waste treatment by dry heat of 150 degrees and compaction. So I will show you here if it will work. Short video, how does it work? I couldn't bring the machine.
Generated by our medical sector, it is crucial to take infectious waste management seriously. With Sterigerms, you can easily turn medical infectious waste into harmless domestic waste. It is a mobile hospital waste management system with plug-and-play technology that provides on-site and immediate waste processing. It converts waste at a 150-degree temperature and reduces waste volume by 80%. Be worry-free in managing your medical infectious waste with Sterigerms.
So the main advantages of our solution, it's extra safety because you treat the waste exactly in the source where it's generated. Traceability, so all information about every treatment cycle you made will be recorded in the machine and you can access it anytime. We are, for today, the only solution for medical waste treatment which doesn't need any water or any drainage system. So it's absolutely autonomous. It's plug-and-play solution. It's monophase 220, 230 volts. It's mobile. If you saw, it's equipped with wheels, so you can move it easily from one facility to another, from one floor to another if needed. And in the end, it reduces the volume of your waste to up to 80%, of course, depending on the density of the waste. Sorry. So here a short, brief introduction of our technology. How does it work? So you put all your medical infectious waste, your yellow bags with all soft solid medical waste, also puncture-proof yellow containers with needles or any other sharp or ampoules sharp instrument. You put it into specially designed steri bag, the white bag here. It's consumable. You use every cycle with Sterigerms. You put it in the machine and we treat it with 150 degrees. We compact it. We keep the heat in the chamber for 15-20 minutes, depending on the waste density, to be sure that the heat is equally distributed in the chamber. After we cool down the machine to 50 degrees, to be sure that it's safe for operators, and you collect this beautiful disc. You know, when I show it in the exhibition, we have a queue actually in our stand because everything think that I brought a French camembert. Yeah, it's not eatable, but it looks beautiful. Actually, the interesting story how we became Sterigerms and how we developed the solution. The first Sterigerms machine was made by the request of French Navy. So about 20 years ago, they put a task for manufacturers. They needed a machine for medical waste treatment on the sea. And of course, it has a very, how should I put it, demanding specification. So even if the facility is on the sea, they have no access to the water, the solution should be very quiet because in isolated space, we cannot allow something with shredding or something very noisy. So it should be very effective and with minimum level of smell. So after several years of working, we came with Sterigerms solution. It was a small machine. We still supply it to Army. It's 12-liter Sterigerms machine, which can treat up to 3 kilos of medical infectious waste per hour. And for now, more than 20 years, we are exclusive partner of French Navy. We have a certification of French Ministry of Army that we are official supplier of this equipment. So here it's a short video of our machine in the Navy, but maybe I will not spend time on it, but you will have access to this presentation. You will see it's 2 minutes video. And actually, several years later, we decided that if our machine works so good in such a demanding condition, why not to do the same but bigger for medical facilities? So after some consideration, we decided to make a 60-liter machine, which we believe it's an optimal size for this kind of technology. So it can treat up to 14 kilos of waste per hour, and it's a great fit for hospital and dialysis centers. So at the same time, today we work a lot, not only in isolated facilities, so you can find our machine in the island, in mountain areas where it's hard to reach, or I don't know, in the places in Australia where sometimes you have to drive 3,000 kilometers to the nearest incinerators, but also in urban facilities. So today Sterigem presents in more than 20 countries, and we hope for more in the next coming years. Sorry. So it's to talk a bit more about Sterigem advantages. There are several advantages: economical, organization, operational, environmental. Of course, it's long-term savings. Our machine is patented, but it's really very, very simple. So we don't have a lot of moving parts. We have just a simple but engineering construction, so it's very low maintenance cost due to absence of moving parts and quite easy construction. Low electrical consumption, only 3 kilowatt per hour, very high quality components. Operational benefits, it's enhanced safety. Also, like you saw, the final waste, the household waste, it will it's sealed in this white opaque bag, so you're reducing this psycho-emotional factor when you work with shredded waste. For example, even if it's decontaminated, you see the pieces of needles or the dust from the infectious waste. Here you don't have this, so you have the hygienically packed regular waste, and you can throw this disc just to the normal bin. And organizational benefits, of course, you will need less storage for regular waste, so you transfer your waste from infectious to regular waste, and at the same time, you reduce the volume of this waste. It's very easy, like I mentioned before, to move it around facilities. It's very easy to install it in any place of the hospital. In some hospitals, we have installation of our machine. They have several machines in hospitals, just in the staircase where actually they have patients, and because it's have no smell. Of course, it depends when you put inside. We have some installation in nursing homes to treat diapers and everything like this. Of course, when you open machine, it can be some smell. But in normal facilities, in dialysis centers, in hospital, in close to operating room, it's very odor-free. And environmental benefits. So as I mentioned before, we don't use any water. So as you saw in the video, a machine is really mobile. It's equipped on wheels. You just plug it in your plug and you move it around. So no water consumption, no water drainage system. So by installing the on-site treatment system in your hospital, so you avoid handling the waste all the way in hospital and sending it in the trucks on the road. And finally, of course, you reduce carbon footprint by eliminating the special transport for medical infectious waste on the road. So here I have a short slide how you can calculate your environmental impact from medical infectious waste treatment. So here this is example of the hospital who used a truck for medical infectious waste collection 3 times a week. They are located about 100 kilometers from incinerator. And we see that by installing of the device of medical infectious waste on site, so they can save about 34 tons of CO2 per year. So what is it exactly? It's difficult to understand, but it's like to remove 20 machines from the road per year, or for you to make 25 flights from Madrid to New York and back. So if we, in this we talk about one hospital. So if we integrate it in many facilities, we can bring huge impact on the environmental situation. So Sturger mission is to improve health security for everyone while caring for the environment. So we talk about all these advantages, and now today our R&D, we're working hard on the circular economy. So what we can do with this final disc after. So today in many countries where we have our machine installed, this final disc, they just send to incinerator like regular waste, or they put it in the landfill, depending on the local regulation. But some of our partners in different countries, they went further, or they discussing with construction company, they can use this disc as a filler for the road, or they can use it as a as it has very high calorific value as energy source. So it's a lot of opportunities here later. So here there is some examples of the installation of our machine. We work, like I mentioned before, with both dialysis centers and hospitals. For the hospital, medium size for France, about 200 for 400 beds. One machine can be enough. If it's bigger hospital, they need a big amount of number of machines. So we have hospitals where they install Sturger machine in each floor of the hospital. So here you see example, or here in another picture you see an example of installation in dialysis center where they put usually our machine in the service room or in the room where they used to store all the infectious waste before. So a machine is really compact. It took about, it will take like about 1 cubic meter. So you just need to have a bit of space for ventilation around, and this practically all. So that's all. Feel free to check our YouTube channel and our LinkedIn page, and feel free to contact me to ask me any questions now, or send me any email or to Miguel after. Thank you very much.